Breaking news, I got a massive video for you guys today. Now, according to my source, DLC is what's being talked about the most over there at NRS. And guess what? They want to have female representation as well as the LGBTQ, or whichever way you say it. They want to include that. With that being said, here are a list of females that they are expecting to be in Mortal Kombat 12, or I should say consider from Mortal Kombat 12. So far, we have Harley Quinn. Now, Harley Quinn is definitely a no-brainer based off the fact that they had Joker in the game. Now, my source did inform me that Joker and Harley Quinn was both supposed to be in Mortal Kombat 11, but due to Harley Quinn's stuff not being done correctly at that time, they took and gave her entire look to Cassie and used it as a costume. That's why Cassie ended up with the Harley Quinn look. Now, the Joker and Harley Quinn was supposed to have their own trailer. They were supposed to be a part of that DLC trailer. As you can tell in that trailer, Joker looked it really young because it was mandatory and it was rushed that his character model gets finished. That's why he looked it like such a young Joker at that time, but by the time the game came out, he looked like he was about 89 years old or pushing 40 basically. That's just what he looked like. So this is exciting news to see that Harley Quinn is on this list. Now, I will tell you this, that Harley Quinn has been mentioned several times, but they wanted it to be correct when they did it. Now, the weapon that I'm told she would be using in Mortal Kombat 12 is, of course, her big giant sludge hammer is what she would be using. But due to things that kind of interfered with each other, a lot of people kind of feared that her and Shao Kahn will almost play similar, so they decided to make sure that they can have similar differences between them. Unfortunately, that's not something, or I should say fortunately, they did not have to worry about that backlash because Harley Quinn ended up not meeting the deadline anyway, which Shao Kahn was able to, thrive himself within the game. You know how you guys complain about gun characters all the time? Well, that was a similar situation with Harley and Shao Kahn. They wanted to make sure it wasn't too obvious because they don't want to come off as repeating themselves. And I'll be the first to tell you, NRS, it's too late. You guys repeated yourselves 100 times with this freaking timeline reboot over and over again, if I'm being real with you. Now, the next person that we have here on the list is XENA Warrior Princess. Now, I don't know how to feel about this XENA Warrior Princess because do they really want to kill a princess on screen, chop her head off, or have her eaten by reptile or burned in acid? I don't know how they're going to do that, but then again, they did put RoboCop in the game and they put Rambo in the game also, and he's a hero, he's not a villain to the best of my knowledge, so I guess it would only make sense for XENA Warrior Princess to be in the game. Now, looking here at my notes, my source did inform me should Shiva not make the game, XENA will be taking Shiva's sword and she will be taking Shiva's shield. And it makes so much sense because XENA actually uses a sword and a shield. For those of you who don't know who XENA is, this is a picture of her right here on the screen. That is XENA Warrior Princess. Now, I am told a lot of her movesets will be altered, meaning that they will use some things from Wonder Woman because Wonder Woman and XENA have a lot in common. So shout out to them for being able to, include that. Now, mind you, this information has not been confirmed by NRS, WB, Discovery, or anything of that nature. Please take this information with a grain of salt as it has not been confirmed by any official channels. With that being said, let's move on to the next person, Sarah Connor. Now, Sarah Connor is the next person here on this list. They already had Terminator in the game, and they wanted to make sure that they can get something Terminator related for 12. Now, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Sonya have like a Sarah Connor skin or something like that? Correct me in the comment section because I really need to know. But yeah, Sarah Connor would be a great pick because she would kind of be almost like a Sonya, basically. She's a badass, she got some cool tech, she looks great, she's easy to put together, so I really don't see a problem with Sarah Connor being in the game. Now, my favorite, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I definitely can see Buffy the Vampire Slayer being in Mortal Kombat 12. However, according to my source, some recent developments happened where they were supposed to reboot the Buffy the Vampire Slayer series, but they ended up axing it because the deal fell through with Buffy. So now the series is just called The Vampire Slayer. which is the name of it. So I don't know how likely it is that we'll get Buffy the Vampire Slayer, or even if she's still on good terms with the people who created the show after all this time, since her original reboot fell apart. I bet that's some information you didn't know. But you will be hearing in the future about a series called The Vampire Slayer without Buffy. So you want to make sure you stay tuned to this channel so you don't miss out on none of that gracious information. Now, those are just the people I have off the top. Yes, this is the female edition. Stay tuned because I will be releasing the male edition. I don't know if it's going to come out before this video or after this video. So if I did not release a video about the male characters that are going to be in, then you can expect it to be coming out after this one. If it already came out, then of course you can disregard this part of the video. But I want to pass this question off to you guys in the comment section below. How do you feel about them bringing in more females as DLC, since there's a major lack of female representation within the game, as well as gender, etc, etc, etc? Sound off in the comments. Catch you in the next one.